Incremental greetings, I'm William Palau, welcome to Plausible Learning, SuperMemo. It's been a while since I haven't done this introduction. Let me show you what I have achieved using scripting. So what I actually did is mimicking the feature of a hint. You may be familiar with that if you come from Anki. And on top of that, not only for hint, but showing more information. So what I did is I created one template. I just call it item hint. That is how it looks empty. And here I have one example. You could have this homograph as an example, but I always have the hint. So what I could do, you just have this homograph. And if you want, you show the hint. And that into a question side. Now I have the answer because I just click on the knowledge tree. So if I simulate the repetition with Alt-Shift-L, that's what you get. Homograph. And before revealing the answer, and that's the key, I can just show a hint optionally, only if I want to. And now it's more obvious of what the answer is. So I'm just making answering the question easier. This will even weaken my recall in the future. So use the hint with caution. So you get the point, right? And I can also hide again. If you want to, you can hide it. And I'm still on the question side. Now I can reveal the answer. It's a word that shares the same written form. Okay, it's not 100% what I said, word by word, but semantically it's the same answer. I have said spelling instead of written, but it's the same answer. So I will read myself and so on. And even if I am on the answer, I can just show the hint if I want to. What was the example that I didn't even tried to see? Oh, gotcha. Now I understand it. So this is a different behavior than having these as examples. A, G, for example, and so on, right? Because the hint will always be present. Good to know you can actually use that. Next, that's a different template, almost the same one. I call it item traditional. And this is one example you can use using the same scripting, but the point is that you're not helping. In this case, that's my convention. So what is the keyword for that simplified Chinese character? I'm using a modified remembering the Hanzi from Heisek. Okay, and it's 10,000. But what I can do, okay, so now I'm simulating the repetition. So what I can do is, this is 1,000, 10,000, I'm not sure, because this is simplified Chinese. But in the future, I also want to learn traditional Chinese. What I know now is Japanese. Most of the time, especially the very common, they are exactly the same. But sometimes the simplification is different. What I could do is to show the traditional, because this is just providing more information, or I could put whatever you want to. You can also use a picture. You're not limited to use text as a hint. Use one of the cues, what is the phonetic component, what peg I'm using if you're using mnemonics, whatever you want. So you are just providing a cue of the answer, or you are just providing more information that is not aiding you in any moment. Why this may be useful? Well, because I have some previous knowledge of Japanese. So what I could do is, this seems familiar. It's similar to something I already know. So in the future, when I will learn the traditional Chinese, what will happen is that I will be having an interference. What can I do with that? Is to just speak at how the traditional is and avoid that potential interference in the future. And the difference is that I can show this on the question time, or if I want to, on the answer time, so I can click and show it after, because this is not for helping me to recall the answer. It's not a hint. It's more information. So that is just brainstorming of the idea. Please let me know if you would actually use that, or if you are already using this. If you think it's useful, if you have checked if it's useful, or if it's actually playing against you, it is weakening your recall, or even if it is against 20 rules of formulation of the paradigm of incremental reading. Now the question is, how did I achieve this? Is with the scripting. So show hint and hide hint are script components. And then what actually does, it just show the number of the component, which happens to be number 3. Let's show that again. Number 3. It's an HTML component and it's the hint. Same for the hide. It just hide the number. You cannot get easier than that. It's the most atomic example you can get with the scripting. And then what you do is save this as template, but keep in mind that you want the script components to be on the template. So what you actually need to do is to save with objects. But this will also save the text objects you actually don't want to. So what I suggest is to use, if that's the first card you make, is you just copy, make a duplicate. Now you erase the contents of the hint, and if you want a picture as well, you just go links and delete the link registry on the and now you can save it. Template, save with objects, and you put a meaningful name. Usually item hint item, something like that. So you can use the hint in all of your items, and just few of them will have the hint. Or another thing you can do is just to use this template when you have the hint. So in other words, if I have this template, I'm certain there's more information. It's guaranteed there will be no empty. So in other words, next time I see this template, okay, and if I see let's pretend they are the exact same colors. So the only thing different is that there's the button missing. Now I'm using my default item template. So now I know there's no hint there. You can actually use that. So you have a visual cue. If there's the button, it's because there's something to show. Or you can always use the same template, so you don't even know if there's something to show. That depends on you, if you use it quite often or not. What I will do is to have a different template just for this. So I will know for sure there's something to be shown, because on my perspective, if I do this, it will be very scarce. So better to signal as a button that, hey, did you know there's something to share, something to display, only if you want to. And this could be a hint to wait for your recall, or just providing more information, whatever you want in every case.